Hello students, welcome to Inorganic Chemistry class. Today class will discuss one most important topic of periodic table, that is your ionization enthalpy and successive ionization enthalpy. This ionization enthalpy, it is also known as your ionization energy. So what are the prerequisites for this today class? So you know electronic configuration of elements, also you know what is effective nuclear charge and how this effective nuclear charge affects your atomic radius, then what is screening effect or shielding effect, then what is atomic radius. All these things we have discussed in previous class. So what are the learning outcomes? So after the class you can explain what is ionization energy and discuss what do you mean by successive ionization energy, and describe the trend of ionization energy in periodic table, and explain the factors that affect ionization energy and the applications of ionization energy. So these are the topic learning outcomes you will gain after the class. Let us discuss what is ionization energy. So the process of removing an electron from an isolated atom to form a positive ion is known as ionization, and the amount of energy required to remove the electron from the neutral gaseous atom to make a unit positive ion is known as your ionization energy. So what is fast ionization energy? This is represented by I1. This is the amount of energy required to remove the most loosely bound electron, that is means valence electron, from an isolated neutral gaseous atom to form a cation. Here you see the example, sodium gas, it will convert it to sodium plus, that is your unipositive cation, and it will release one electron. So what is the amount of energy required here? The fast ionization energy of sodium is 496 kilojoule per mole. That means this much energy will be supplied to sodium, or this much energy will absorbed by the sodium to convert it into sodium plus ion. Here you see, that means this is the electronic configuration of sodium. So sodium has one valence electron. So when this valence electron will remove, when we require to remove this valence electron from the cell, so we will supply our energy. That means sodium in the gaseous state, it will absorb energy and converted into sodium plus 1, sodium ion. That means here the energy will be supplied. So this is this fast ionization energy is 496 kilojoule per mole. So when sodium becomes sodium plus, if we want to remove the electron, second electron, so see here in the diagram, here after removing one electron, sodium plus, it attains the stable noble gas configuration. So when we want to remove another electron from this cell, so the amount of energy is very high. If we will compare this energy is very high. That means this is known as your second ionization energy, amount of energy required to remove a second electron from the gaseous monopositive cation to form a dipositive cation. Here sodium plus converted to sodium 2 plus by observing a higher amount of energy. This is known as your second ionization energy. So question will arise, why second ionization energy of sodium is very high than first ionization energy? When sodium converted to sodium plus, it will attain the stable noble gas configuration of your neon. So if we want to remove an electron from the noble gas configuration, from the inert gas configuration, so what will happen? So it will require more energy to remove that electron. So then see how we'll measure ionization energy. So ionization energy are usually expressed in terms of electron volt. That means electron volt per atom, or also we can convert it into kilojoules per mole. So 1 electron volt per atom equal to 96.48 kilojoule per mole. So value of ionization energy will increase with each removed electron, since the alternative influence of the nucleus increases. What happens here? When we remove the electron from the valency cell, and from then the second electron, what will happen? The number of electron decreases. But the nuclear charge remains same. So the effective nuclear charge increases and the electronic repulsion decreases. Because the number of electrons decreases, so the repulsion decreases. As the repulsion decreases, the effective nuclear charge increases. So that will require more energy for the removal of that electron from the positive ion, from the positive charges. So for a common element, what happens? The successive ionization energy increases. When we will consider, suppose I1, first ionization energy, second ionization energy, and third ionization energy, so it is increases. That means successive ionization energy increases. Then ionization energy, it is a measure of how tightly electrons are bound to the atoms. So what ionization energy tell? So if we will compare the ionization energy, so we can know that how these electrons are tightly bound to the atoms. So lower energy indicates that easy removal of electrons. So if the ionization energy high, means the electron is tightly bound to the nucleus. So see the trends of successive ionization energy of different elements. For sodium, we have discussed it is first ionization is 495, second ionization is 4562 kilojoule per mole. But for magnesium, first ionization is 738 kilojoule per mole and second ionization is 1451 kilojoule per mole. But here you see the third ionization energy of magnesium is very high. That means when magnesium is converted to magnesium 2 plus, then it attains the stable noble gas configuration of neon. So from the stable noble gas configuration, it requires more energy to convert it into the magnesium 2 plus. So third ionization energy of magnesium is very high. Similarly, we see here for aluminum, fourth ionization is very high. For silicon, fifth ionization energy is very high. So like this, when we will consider for chlorine, the here you see the last electron, the seventh, if we require to, there is 7 electrons in the valence shell. So see the 7 ionization energy very high. That means, so when this you will see the successive ionization energy increases. Let us discuss what are the factors affecting ionization energy. So these are the factors which affect ionization energy. So if these factors are effective nuclear charge, atomic radius, shielding effect, which is also known as your screening effect, half filled and completely filled orbitals, then nature of orbital, and the extent of penetration of valency electrons. So these factors will influence the ionization energy or ionization potential. So let us discuss one by one. So how this effective nuclear charge affects the ionization energy or ionization potential. So greater the magnitude of effective nuclear charge, higher is the amount of energy required to remove the outermost shell electron. If greater the magnitude of nuclear charge, what happens? So that means effective nuclear charge higher means the nucleus has more attraction towards the valence electron. So more amount of energy is required to remove the valence electron. So that means if effective nuclear charge is higher, the ionization energy also higher. Then how atomic size affects ionization energy? So higher the value of atomic radius of an atom, lower will be the ionization energy. So if the higher is the atomic radius, so that means the force of attraction of nucleus on the valence electron decreases, because if atomic radius increases, effective nuclear charge decreases, and the valence electron has less attraction from the nucleus. So low energy is required to remove the valence electron. So higher the value of atomic radius, lower will be the ionization energy. Then see what is the effect of shielding effect or screening effect. We know what is screening effect or shielding effect. That means if there is inner cells present between the nucleus and valence shell, these inner electrons or the inner cells screen the will act as a screen, and it will decreases the effective nuclear charge of nucleus on the valence electron. If the number of inner electron is more, then the screening and shielding effect will be more, and the effective nuclear charge filled by the valence electron is less. So, with the increase of shielding effect, ionization potential decreases. If effective shielding effect increases, what happens? The number of cells increases. So, due to this shielding effect, what happens? The effective nuclear charge also increases. So, this effective with the increase of shielding effect, so ionization potential decreases. Then what is half filled? What is the effect of half filled and completely filled orbitals? So we know that this half filled and completely filled orbitals or configuration, electronic configurations are more stable. So the ionization potential of an atom having half filled or completely filled configuration is relatively higher than the normal configuration, because they have the stable energy and they are more symmetrical. So more energy is required to remove an electron from the half filled or completely filled configuration. Then how the nature of orbitals affect the ionization energy? So to remove an electron from f orbital is easier, while to remove the electron from the s orbital will be more difficult, because the penetrating power of s orbital is higher in compared to p, d and f. So that means, suppose if the electron is present in 4s, if the electron is 4p, 4d and 4f, so the more energy is required to remove the electron from the 4s orbital, because 4s orbital has higher penetrating power. So if the electron is present in s orbital, so the ionization energy is more. Let us see what is the trend of ionization potential in periodic table. So ionization potential or ionization energy generally increases from left to right in a period, because when we go from left to right, the nuclear charge increases and atomic radius decreases. So ionization energy will increase. As there is no new cells are added and the atomic radius decreases, so more energy is required to remove the electron from the valence shell. So ionization energy increases from left to right in a period. What happens in a groove? When we will go down a groove, what happens? The ionization energy generally decreases, because due to the shielding effect and higher atomic size. When you go down a groove, what will happen? Atomic size increases. So as size increases, so valence shell has less attraction from the nucleus. That means nucleus has less pull or less attraction on the valence electron. So it can be easily removed. So when we go down a groove, the atomic radius increases and the ionization energy decreases. So there is some deviations. So from the trend, which can be usually explained, due to which can be traced to repulsion between electrons, particularly electrons occupying the same orbital. When all valence electrons have been removed, the ionization energy takes a quantum leap. That means, suppose when we have already discussed, suppose in case of magnesium 2+. So when magnesium has 2 valence electron, so when we will convert magnesium, when we will just ionize from magnesium 2+ to magnesium 3+, so high amount of energy will be required. Similarly, from aluminum 3+ to aluminum 4+, more energy is required, because in this case the aluminum 3+ or magnesium 2+, these are the attain stable noble gas configuration. So if you want to remove the next electron, so it will require a large amount of energy. So let us discuss some problems. So in between beryllium and boron, which has high ionization potential or energy, and why? So first, you know the electronic configuration of beryllium, it is 1s2 and 2s2. So here you see this is 2s2 is completely filled. So it is a very stable electronic configuration as 2s orbital is completely fulfilled. So the energy will be required for two purposes. That means to unpair this electron and to remove the electron. Again, after removal of the electron configuration of beryllium plus is very unstable. So more amount of energy is required to remove the electron from this 2s orbital. Then when you will see electronic configuration of boron, so it is your 1s2 and 2s1. So then that is here it is an unstable configuration. So if you want to remove the electron from this 2s1, it will real less amount of energy, because after releasing this 2s1 electron, it will become a stable electronic configuration of 1s2, that is of helium. So in this case, less energy will be required to remove the electron. So ionization energy or ionization potential of boron is less than the beryllium. So but what is the trend in the period? We know that when we go in across a period, this ionization potential, what happens to this ionization potential? It generally increases, but here this is the deviation. So in between nitrogen and oxygen, so which has high ionization potential and high? Why? So you know nitrogen and oxygen, that is nitrogen atomic number is 7, oxygen is 8. That means oxygen is placed after nitrogen in periodic table. So when we go down across a period, what happens? Ionization energy increases. But in this case reverse thing happens. Why? Here you see the electronic configuration of nitrogen is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So this is your half filled configuration, because nitrogen has a 2p3. This is a half filled orbital. So this is a stable. You know the half filled and full filled configuration are stable. So this is a stable electronic configuration. So the electronic configuration of the oxygen is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So here you see this 2p4, there is more than one electron from the half filled configuration. So if we will remove, this is a unstable configuration, if we will remove one electron from this 2p4, so it will attain that is half filled configuration of nitrogen. So oxygen undergo ionization very easily than the nitrogen. So oxygen has relatively lower ionization energy in comparison to nitrogen. That means nitrogen has high ionization energy and oxygen has low ionization energy. Let us discuss the next problem. So here what is the next problem? The ionization energy of lithium plus is greater than helium. Why? So we know what is the electronic configuration of lithium. Lithium is your 1s2, 2s1. Here what is the electronic configuration of lithium plus? That means lithium converted into lithium plus by releasing or by removing its 2s1 electron. When it converted to lithium plus, the configuration is 1s2. And the electronic configuration of helium is 1s2. So lithium plus and helium has same electronic configuration. So being the same electronic configuration, but the electron ionization energy of lithium plus is higher than helium. Then why? So see, ionization energy of lithium is greater than helium because of effective nuclear charge of lithium is higher. Why the effective nuclear charge of lithium is more than helium? So you see here the lithium, the atomic number is 3. But in lithium plus the number of electron is 2 and the nuclear charge is 3. In helium the number of electron is 2 and the nuclear charge is 2. So in lithium, as the nuclear charge is more, lithium plus and helium, these are the isoelectronic species. But the nuclear charge is more in case of lithium. So lithium plus has more effective nuclear charge on the valency electron. Okay, so if effective nuclear charge is more, so more amount of energy is required to remove an electron from the lithium plus than helium. So and the ionization energy of lithium plus is higher than helium. Similarly, also we can see that the ionization energy of sodium plus is greater than magnesium. Also, you can explain it. So this is the trend of ionization potential. So that means what happens, you see the ionization potential when we are at the moving across a period, generally we have what you see in the trend, the generally it increases. That means from hydrogen to helium it increases, from lithium to neon increases, but there is not a regular increase. So in between we see this is your beryllium and boron, and beryllium, but boron it decreases, then again increase up to boron, then carbon, then nitrogen, again it decreases. For oxygen, instead of increasing it decreases. So that means ionization potential or ionization energy, it is not a regular pattern, it is not following a regular trend. In between the period there is some deviations. So this is the trend of ionization energy in different cells. This is your first cell, second cell, third cell, fourth cell. So like this, when you come the noble gas configuration, you will see here it is also increasing and there is some deviation, then increasing. So this is the pattern or trend of ionization energy in different periods. So what are the reference and what are the source materials? So you can follow the essential of physical chemistry of S. Chand publication by S. Bhal and B. S. Bhal and J. D. Tully, and you can follow concise inorganic chemistry by J. D. Lee, and this is the source of and the source from the internet where the material is collected. So you can follow this for the reference. Thank you all.